So what's up guys, Mark from Destiny here. I am in one of the, so I know the background has changed, the camera has changed, it's my phone now again, because in my office I have two other people. Basically in the specific offices there are people, and Jack and the other guys who are staying here downstairs doing whatever the fuck I don't know. So I figured I would come in here. This is one of the rooms that we host people in. I'm sitting on a bed. That's a desk. Alright, anyway. So basically this video is about pruning. And Christmas. What pruning is, how often you should prune, or how long you should leave an item before pruning it, and then how that changed for the Christmas season. So because we're right before Christmas, right? So generally speaking, I suggest that you prune once a month. Now that, sometimes I say, so let me explain. So that change, and that's especially for you guys who are starting out, who 90% of your time should be spent listing. Now that changes if you have a small account. For instance, I was building an account one time with, I want to say like 50 listings or something, and I will just list. And then once I can't list anymore, I'll prune. And then once I take down items that don't have watchers, I would list again. So in that case, it's not a time constraint as it is opposed to the size of the account. Now, if you have an account and you generally can list as much as you want to, this is some basic rules that you could use, right? After 30 days, you look at your items. Now, those of you guys who are not in Destiny, you could log into eBay and order, go into the My Seller page, and then order your listings by watches. If you click watches on top, it might put 0 first, and click it again and it'll put the highest watches on top, right? Now that will give you, that will basically show you your good items and then your shitty items. So if an item is up for 30 days, and it does not have watchers, and it does not have sales, I would delete the item immediately, right? Even if it has a lot of views over a 30-day period, if you can't get one, let's say over a 30-day period, you have 500, 600 views, 20 views a day, almost a view an hour, and you have no watchers. What that could mean is that people who are finding your item are finding it. It could be because of a word in your title that's not directly connected to the listing, and then they're not even watching or buying it. So if 30 days pass and you don't have any watchers or sales, I'll get rid of the item. If 60 days pass and you have less than 5 watchers and no sales, I would get rid of the item. Now, if you have no watchers and like 2 sales, I might still keep it because there's sales, right? But watchers is a good indicator that people are showing interest in your item if you don't have sales. And if 90 days has passed and the item has no sales and has less than 10 watchers, I would get rid of it. If an item sells, I'm a kind of dumbass. I generally don't like to delete the item. If an item has watchers, I generally don't like to delete the item, right? Now, for Christmas, we're now at the end of September, going into October next week. So we have October, November, December. If I were you guys, for the rest of the year, I would prune as little as possible once your account is maxed out. If your account is maxed out, you guys should get, if your account is maxed out, you guys should get rid of all the shit and list the best items possible. If it is maxed, if it is not maxed out, I will just keep listing and not prune. And the reason for that is because we're going into 4th quarter, and this is when people spend money for no fucking reason. So a lot of people make even more rational decisions than they usually would. So if I were you, for the rest of the year, if your account is big enough, I would not prune. If your account isn't big enough, prune the fuck out of it and list the best items possible. Okay? Love you guys. Shabby will make that money. Subscribe. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Comment if you have any questions. Look in the description for any free shit, because I have free training, free mastermind group. Love you guys. Later.